And welcome back, and we are bringing you a kind of late episode 45. Unfortunately, I got really sick last week and was,
Oh man, that
yeah,
sucks.
I was just unable to talk. And even by the time that I was better, my voice was still gone. So recording was just a no go.
Yeah, half hour henshin might be a little bit over a half hour considering that we
It
technically have
is,
to
it,
double
it is,
feature
yeah,
this.
it's just our Henshin today.
Oh my god, man! If we actually go on to an hour, I will be shocked. But there is a lot of stuff in these
There's a lot of
episodes.
stuff to talk about, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see as
Yeah,
always.
it's just messing with my timing. We'll see what happens with this with this outline we have. Oh man, but
Yeah.
Sleepy. Yeah, you're sleepy.
I'm sleepy and you're
Azure teaches the 2.5D here talking to.
all right.
Oh
He
my
he
god.
mainly said that. So I think we're good to proceed. Um oh man, first episode of Geats that we're talking about this week, episode 44.
A
Finishing up
neon
Neon.
episode.
Yeah. Finishing up Neon's whole bit with her dad. Her dad getting the absolute shit kicked out of him by Baroba. He manages to beat up the bat, but like he ends up just taking blow after blow. But we get such a cute scene of like the memory of Akari like hugging him because he protected Neon. It was really cute.
Yeah, oh man. Okay, so this is the neon episode. So unfortunately, the neon episode felt like pretty much confirmed that she's not gonna get a world of her own, which makes me a little sad.
Yeah,
But
here's the thing. We're still not sure because, like you said we have Gotchard starting in like September. We don't actually know if Geats is gonna last that long. There's a possibility that there's only 5 more episodes of Geats left.
yeah, well, after, we're sorry, we're talking about episode 44. So there's currently only 6 more episodes.
Six,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say this
I
joke
meant
again when we get to episode 45. Okay.
fair enough, fair enough. But yeah,
Oh
Geats
man.
or Neon's dad basically almost dies protecting her.
Hmm.
We get to see Geats fighting Kekara, which is just kind of fun.
Yeah, but at the same time, Kekaro was we knew that Kekaro was a jerk because he just interrupted the fight too, which is like,
Yep,
okay,
yep.
come on, bro. But yeah, no, but honestly, like one reasons why like we know that Neon will probably not get her own world, kind of like Kawa did, is because she got her wish. Because like she never really felt love, but like since there's so many different forms of love, I was about to go back and like say what is it like philia, eros, um, I forgot what the rest of the types of love are like in Latin, but like she finally got the true familial love that she kind of has been craving since the beginning of the series. Like that's just why she was doing all of these neon streams. I'm running away from my parents and all that stuff because she never really felt like she had love from them. And then this episode where we actually do get to see it happen, like we actually see a scene where like her mom and dad are basically just like holding each other, watching her like be a hero. And it's like that, okay, wow, they really do love her now, like they really accept her despite her not being what was it, Akari. And yeah, so she finally got her wish, like she actually has her wish without needing to win the DGP. So that's just why
Yeah,
that's just, yeah.
and to be fair, we kind of thought something like that would happen with Neon. We always assumed it would be like she would either fall in love with like Kawa or Ace or something, and that would be it.
Hmm.
So it being like her family thing, especially when we got this whole arc about how fucked up her family dynamics are, uh, was pretty good. Um,
Hmm.
I was hoping that seeing the fact that they'd kidnapped what's it called that they kidnapped
Sumari.
Neon would like wake
Oh
up Tycoon a little bit, but then he just kind of lets it go. Um, and we get to see him have a pretty quick fight with Buffa.
yeah, Tycoon is just absolutely twisted still. This at least in this episode in 44, like, oh he beats up he fights Buffa and like completely overpowers him because he actually does have a double buckle versus Buffa only still having zombie. and like even Buffa, who's like like shown to be like raw power, like doesn't really have the strength to like overpower him. He doesn't have the raw strength right now. But what was really nice about that fight though was that we finally got another revolve on dodge, which is always great.
Yeah, I think they're very fun. Just using the actual like quote unquote mechanics of the belt to dodge stuff is really cool. I also
Hmm.
really like the just the end of the fight. You know, Buffa screaming at him from the ground, being like, "So it's fine as long as you're the only one who gets to be happy." And then him screaming out that he believes in Geet's world is such a like he's been so through such a journey as a character.
Yeah, like oh man,
So
like someone actually pointed out like what was it, episode 14 when he got beat down by Geats. It's like show me your world then, show me your world, and then this one is I believe in Geats' world. Like it actually shows that yeah, he kind of like still believes in it in both ways, both
yep.
times. Yeah.
And then they talk about believing in Geats. You really will solve the will defeating Geats really complete Sumeria's the goddess? And they're like, yeah. But Roba shows up to attack the hospital, and Neon goes out to stop her. With encourage after talking to her mom and dad. She has a good scene in the hospital with her mom and dad where she's like, "This is my real love and my real family," and it's all super
Hmm.
cute and wholesome. And
Yeah. And then the fight happens, and then we get a very creepy and not so wholesome scene of Baraba bleeding and looking at a mirror, like seeing herself like not be in control, essentially.
sure,
Like
sure, but we got to
she's
talk about this fighter
yeah,
first. First of all, the neon fantasy suit looks great.
yeah,
Like you said, with
I
her
love that.
helmet, the fantasy stuff just matches up a lot more. But also
Hmm.
just like secondary, like the fantasy powers of like her being fake and like transparent,
Hmm.
and she can like phase through stuff and then be solid when she needs to be and stuff.
Yeah,
Oof.
man. Yeah, it was sick, and then and of course like for oh, that's right, and her like her sword wings, the fact that
Yeah.
they're able to be a claw, which basically means that like she still has her cat style going on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one thing that unfortunately went away once she got beat because she's got like the sword, the axe.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, all the really cool things with her, like going. I want to say transparent, but it's more like just being able to phase through walls and doing stuff and like using the little wings with claws. It was all super cool.
Yeah,
Dodging everything she didn't need to.
and of course the best part, we got a kick. We got a
Yeah, we
kick.
did. We
Yeah.
got we got
Yeah.
such a good kick. We got the claws. We got the kick. Um, God, my favorite,
Sword wing kick is so cool. I love that.
the sword wing kick was super sick. Also really dig again just the fact that like Neon's like character arc is like the fake who became real, and so her powers
Hmm.
even reflect that, where it's she's fake and you can't hit her, but then she's real and she can hit you. But yeah, we get to see a really cool
Sorry, so I had to
scene.
pause there because I didn't even think about that, and I'm like kind of like, damn, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, yeah, her
And
stuff matches up. Also, like
yeah,
Neon Fantasies just has a good name.
it is. Also, as I mean, as someone that likes Bakemonogatari, like the whole like idea of is what's more valuable, the real thing or a fake that is indistinguishable from the real thing, and like they ask that question a lot in at least the second series, Nisei Monogatari, and you don't really get like multiple answers, and none of them are told to be the right one, and I love that concept. Like yeah, the whole is can the fake be as valuable as the real thing, and it's great.
Yep. Then we get that creepy scene with Baroba, like you said. She's freaking out. I love anytime Michi and Baroba interact. Like they are so fucking toxic together.
They are so
Um,
toxic.
I love them. But then Neon having a cute scene where she's like, "I'm back in the DGP," and they talk about how she was only able to re-entry because her and her parents' wishes like combined with Geets' creation powers, and that's how we get our rule for this one: strong wishes can coalesce to help activate Geets' creation powers. Uh,
Yeah.
and hey, we don't have to talk about the intro because we're just talking about the next episode.
Yep. Actually, well, we can be a little bit sad about this intro because the DGP screen where it shows the part where it shows like everyone only shows Gates and only shows Ace and Kawa and doesn't show Neon at all.
Yeah, it doesn't show Neon or Buffa, but it's because it's becoming fucking Ace versus Kawa this fight.
Yeah. Okay. So as an aside for this episode, at least at the beginning of this episode, mostly because I was like looking at it and kind of laughing about it. So right after the intro, like a lot of this it's like it was filmed in Odaiba, and because of like my trip, and I spent like an entire like half day in Odaiba. I'm like, I recognize that place. I was during my watch, but just a little aside. But which highlight should we talk about first here?
I just think it's really funny that Baroba immediately goes and finds Dupont.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we should talk about how DePon's back this episode. Oh man, it's so funny because
I had
it's
just
like
forgotten about him.
it's like the moment I saw him in the trailer for the episode, I was like, oh my god, he's back. And then all the memes online about like how he's like, haha guys, I am back, and then it just shows Bujin Sword, Geats 9, Neon Fantasy, and just Buffa in general, and they're all just looking at him like, yeah.
You're gonna do something with Magnum, with just singular Magnum.
Which is really funny too, because like that meme became reality in this episode. Like the only way that he was able to get anything off was shooting Neon's mom, and which was a really messed up scene. But I mean, like, still, it was just really funny how he just got his ass handed to him every single fight.
Yeah,
And even with these new weird supporters, these new weird mass supporters, he's just handing him free stuff. Like he could not do anything. He could not get anything off on Neon Fantasy.
yeah. The Neon Fantasy fight was just like super sad because you could see that he really couldn't do anything against her, and it was really cool having her to like stay solid because she's trying to take hits so that her mom doesn't get shot.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah,
Oof.
it was just so funny though. Like it's like, yeah, he basically gets beat, so he's beat Magnum, but no, he just gets absolutely wrecked. But unfortunately, he did get the shot off on Neon's mom, which is still really sad.
I think it's really funny that he used the dumb little like leg gun for it though.
Yeah, true.
He had switched over to beat, and so he just used like his foot to aim the one single shot at Neon's mom. And because she's not a writer, that's just like a bullet, just fucking smacks her.
Yeah. And then talking about Defon's like involvement in the episode, it's really funny because like Defon like like Barba says, I found a new party member. It's like, wait, you're, and then Kawa, like you could tell that Kawa is just like acting. He's basically just acting hard at this point. He's like, oh man, why am I the only sane person in this group?
Because you're dealing with insane people. You're being used, dumbass.
Yeah, it's just really funny because it's like he you could tell that he doesn't want to be this bad guy kinda, but it's like he feels like he has to so that he can basically get everything back. But it's just so funny. He's basically surrounded by just insane people. It's so funny.
Yep.
Good boy Kawa. It's like we've seen the flashes that he is still there, but he has to put up this face so that he could basically not be like trampled on immediately by them.
Yeah. They find out what the tree of life is from your favorite guy, Daichi. Uh, but it's lost all of its usefulness since Tycoon remade the world, and so they're saying, hey, if we remake the world, there is a possibility we could bring Sarah back. So that's nice. That
Yeah,
doesn't have a
it's all
lot. That's more setting up for what's going to happen after this episode, so much more than what's happening in this one.
yeah, it's
Uh,
also really funny that like this insane guy joins all the good guys.
yeah, yeah. Oh, he doesn't join them so much as he just tells them
Okay,
that there is a way to do it. You know,
yeah.
at this point, he doesn't have much of a choice.
And then pretty much like the big part of the episode is pretty much like a half episode long fight
Yeah, we
of Kayla
basically
versus
get Kayla
yeah,
versus Ace.
Ace, yeah.
In addition, we get to see a really funny Punk Jack break into free Samuri and then just get, I think honestly just killed. I think Jit just killed him.
I mean, the guy also took a took a bomb explosion to the face. So who knows if he's alive or not at this point?
I mean, last time they brought him back, which means that they specified he did die.
Okay,
Um,
true.
so it's not like he survived. No, he died. They just brought him back. With this, we don't know, but damn, just seeing him lying there was really sad. Uh,
Yeah,
so yeah, we get to the big thing. The big Bujin sword versus Geet's 9 fight was, I mean, really sick.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then we get
and then
the
we have
setup for the movie, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have what was it? Cross Gates, I think his name is.
Something like that. I don't
Yeah,
actually
Cross
know what
Gates,
his
and
name is. And whatever this
I don't know.
lady is,
I don't know who the lady is, like her name or like what her role would be, obviously, because it's movie stuff. But but from what everyone was saying and what I noticed once everyone said it is that she is played by Lupin Yellow, so
that's
her
cool.
actress. Yeah, it's
She
always
was
fun
cool.
whenever they
I mean, she
reuse.
was cool. Her outfit was cute, and I like her and the attitude that Cross Geets have or whatever. So
Mhm.
I thought they were cool. We get to see Monster used with Black General, which was interesting.
Dude, that was like honestly, that was super sick because like it's like this fight was just like really flashy. It was super cool. Like we actually do get like a legitimate sword fight, kind of like.
Yeah, we do.
Oh my god, I didn't. Oh, okay. Rewatching this, I completely forgot that he was using his cape to hide to hide his pretty much thrust strikes. It was actually that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. We get to see like I love how we get to see Dupont just get called up being like, "You're still a rotten little dude, huh?" He's like,
Yeah,
"Ugh, I hate talking to you. This fight is gonna be what decides everything."
yeah,
Uh,
and then and then we also see Samuri crying, and because we know that tears are kind of like the crystallization of resolved wishes, Jeet just catches one of the tears, like saying, "Oh no, 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 you are not helping this time."
Also, like he catches it and he gets to keep it, which means at this point we know that the bad guys have at least like one wish in reserve or something.
Hmm. Yeah, or at least or at least one piece of power. But it's actually kind of funny though, because like despite this fight, like kind of looking like it's going back and forth, Ace is clearly in control the entire fight, as he is. As Ace does. But man, that shot that goes through all the pillars where they're just fighting, I love that shot in the fight because it's just it's mostly a one take as well too. I think like I don't think there's a single cut in that sequence, which is things I really like about Toku compared to like like a lot of like action movies nowadays where they like kind of like cut on impact. Like this actually just shows everything,
Yeah.
and I love one shots like this for fights.
Oh yeah. The fight was pretty cool. We get to see Boost Booj in general, which was also cool.
Hmm.
And realistically, we get to the climax of the fight, which is fucking Tycoon being like, "Why aren't you fighting me?"
Yeah, which is really funny too because like like the moment Ace got like knocked down and pushed out of transformation, I'm just like he let that win happen. He let that win happen, and yeah, they just confirmed it. Like, why aren't you fighting back? And yeah, there's that.
Yep. And Samuri shows up, and their feelings match up, and Kay was like, "I'm going to kill you," and Ace is like, "Please believe in my world." And Samuri and Ace's feelings crystallize. And you know what that means? It means it's Ace's turn to wear the really bad white wig. That bro, that's the only thing. I hate seeing Samuri in that wig. It
Uh,
looks so not good. Especially because like her regular outfit and stuff looks so good. She looks cute, she looks great, but the wig looks so fucking bad and fake. And to be fair, Ace's wig also looks that bad.
it's really funny too because people were saying the same thing. Oh, cool! He's wearing he's now joined the short white wig at Endgame Club, which is something that happened in Build Endgame.
Yeah.
It's it's so funny, but it's actually just really funny though that he does have it. Actually, I think it actually doesn't look bad on him.
It doesn't
But
look
at the same
nearly
time,
as bad as it did on Samuri. The one they used on Samuri was, I feel, much worse.
yeah, and like like it was just really interesting. Like
Yep.
like seeing that he was able to remake the world now himself, so now he's the actual god of creation now.
Yep, and then we
uh,
get to see the movie people one last time being like, "We can't overlook Geats," and it's like, yeah, we're gonna have so much fun in this movie that is gonna be resolved outside of this show. So, haha, don't worry about it.
yeah,
I mean,
but it's
well,
but
hey, we'll watch that movie once we can.
yep. Oh man. Oh
And
wait,
with
actually, now that we have well, I mean, that's right. The new rule, which is gathering allies who share his deepest wish will help create an ideal world. Yeah, that was cute because like the entire time like it's like everyone like all the other three main characters basically just all joined wishes for that one, and technically Simuri too. So there's that.
yep,
Uh,
and it looks
and
like
then
we're gonna get the Michi versus Baroba match next episode, so that's something to look forward to.
Yep, and then after that, we see just Black Samuri, which is just completely like just no white in her clothing anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's
we
just
got White
reversed. Yeah.
Samuri, we have Black and White Samuri, and now we have Black Samuri.
Yep,
That truly had to happen.
and then what is this episode called? Right, Farewell Michi. So people are saying that obviously like they can't kill Michi. More than likely that's Baroba's line when she dies.
I can only hope so. It'd be really weird if we killed Michi now, especially when Michi's whole kind of shtick has been that he doesn't die.
Oh, that is so true. Oh man, but yeah, now that we've actually also seen him, and it's actually officially announced, and it's starting in 5 weeks. Um, let's spend a little bit of time talking about leaks for well, I want to say even it's not even leaks anymore. What do you think about the announcement for Gotchard?
I don't know about any of the stuff they've talked about. I just love that suit. It looks cool. I really like
Okay,
the suit.
yeah. So apparently, what we know is that as a high school student, he's an alchemist, and he released 100 cards into the world.
Oh, we're
And
getting
that, and
Cardcaptor Sakura Kamen Rider.
I'm surprised I didn't say that because everyone was making Yu-Gi-Oh jokes.
What do you
Like
mean?
everyone was saying,
You unleash all the Clo cards, and now you have to go collect them. That's just Cardcaptor Sakura.
oh, that is so true. Oh my god, why didn't I? I'm actually kind of sad at myself because I even have a cloud book. Like, well, I mean, it's missing like at least like 5 cards, but I have a cloud book in my house somewhere still.
I have the
And
deck of cards. Yeah, they're fun.
yeah, oh my god, but yeah, apparently his catchphrase is "gotcha." And then people were joking saying, no. He's all three first Yu-Gi-Oh protagonists. He's Yugi because cards. He's Jaden or Yuki
Yeah, Jaden.
Yuki Goda. Yeah, it's like I was trying to Juden
I think it's Judai.
Yuki. Yeah, Judai Yuki. Because he says gotcha as his catchphrase. And he's
Was it?
oh
Was it
my god,
Yusei?
Yusei, yes. Yeah, Yusei from 5Ds because they showed his motorcycle. Because it's
That's
right
fair.
here. Yeah, yeah, those were all the memes, and then we just know that I don't know if we saw when the actual presser is yet. I think that's gonna be in 3 weeks because I think they did it 2 weeks before the show itself. But it's starting on September 3rd, I believe they said. Let me
I
just
mean, that
double
makes
check my
sense as far as things go. Have we?
September 5th.
Yeah. Other than fours, when was the last time we had a high school writer?
Uh,
It's been a bit, right?
Yep. Yeah, high school writer. But yeah. Forze was probably the last like actual high school writer. But at least that's that's what the website says. So once we get a little bit more information, we could probably speculate on it more, kind of. Because man, the speculation phase is always the best. I
Yeah,
love.
I'm just excited
phase.
about that suit. I love that he's got like double goggles. It's so dumb, but I fucking love it.
Yeah, no, they actually do move. They actually do move.
Hell yes, that's all I need.
Because there's actually I believe on TikTok or at least I think even on or on Twitter they actually do have the preview suit, like basically just like slow pan up rotating around and then it just shows the eyes. And then I think they had like a smaller one where it just shows that after transformation he's able to move the goggles up onto his forehead like he's the Digimon protagonist.
Yeah, I absolutely hope that he puts the goggles down to like Rider Kick.
Oh my god, that would be the coolest.
Right? Just like puts
Yeah,
them down, time for the real. Yeah, okay. I hope that's how that goes.
yeah. And then
Um,
from a new beginning, we can start talking about a show that's finally that's leaving the show now.
just leaving the show for
Jisariz.
now. Jisariz. It's 2 episodes of its first season. Kingdom of Desire and the Regrettable Courage, which can honestly just be talked about in like one big blob because I feel like Jisariz did everything in like 2 episode blocks anyway.
Yep, it did.
Uh,
It basically did classic Kamen Rider, yeah, 2 episode blocks. But yeah, that was really interesting. Like, we basically see, like, like the big kingdom. Like, we actually get this. Oh man, like, what was it? Like, I actually don't remember much about Kingdom of Desire, but except for the fact that he got a super mode.
yeah, the basis about it was just that she ended up in the guy's world. The guy was like, "Bro, I do not fuck with you being here. I'm just gonna kill you and get this over with." He gets interrupted by Blue Guy, who has just decided, I guess he's following along now, and we get shown this really cool visual of her that like she's the reason her world is being destroyed, but she
Oh,
still
that's
doesn't
right.
know
That was
why.
that
Every
that was the big thing. Yeah, like the fact that she's been running away from her. She basically learns that her world is being destroyed, and she's like yeah, she's just
Yep,
like distraught over it.
and he goes to get killed, but the one guy that I feel like kind of reminds me of Gentoku from Build sacrifices his life to like save her.
Hmm.
Um, because even the gold guy knows that killing her is apparently like that's not really supposed to be with the rules. We get this really cool running henchman from both of them. This guy has like a fucking henchman where like just like arms come out from behind him and place all the robot parts on him, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, like I love the suit. That suit was
The suit was cool.
amazing.
It was not my favorite. I definitely just like his transformation compared to all of them because he definitely has like a unique one where he doesn't
Mm.
like rotate as much as just have parts put onto him. Um,
Yeah, which is really funny because when you see Jasaris, like you basically see him kind of look like how kind of like how what's it called um how how d- Revolve On works.
Yeah, which was funny. That's how they transform. I just thought that was like another similarity. He basically fights, kind of gets his ass kicked. Blue guy tries to save him with the gun, and then the girl's power like fucking activates when she remembers, and he gets like a fucking upgrade for him, and that's how the first half, like the first episode ends.
Hmm.
Uh, then we get to see this
I,
upgrade
I,
for him
and I
being like analyzed, and it's like error, defect. Sentica Jisarius.
Yeah. Actually, a surprising thing about surprising thing about Dajil though, the gold guy, he's actually the actor for Kamen Rider Agito.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
you told me that they were there was
and
some.
yeah, and his color is actually gold, so or
Yeah.
yellowish.
I mean, you were telling me that they all kept like their actual colors in this.
Hmm.
It's not
Yeah, which
their
is really funny too,
roles.
because like we still never learned anything about Mr. Timekeeper at all.
Nope. We got to see Jisarius in the suit. I like the aesthetic for like the upgraded suit. It was
Hmm.
cool with him looking kind of like a Sephirim, like an angel kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um I personally just didn't like how it was mostly kind of like a CG suit kind of thing. I know that that's kind of probably something they had to do budget wise. Building a whole new suit is expensive, but
Hmm.
like, that the new suit's OP and just like one shots the guy too.
And then it solves the world. Hey, you now have what is it? 5 out of 6 pieces for your little flower thing.
Yep.
And then we
Also,
find out.
also just seeing them like, because I don't think we've gotten to see them do this very often. Seeing them like Henshin in this one was
Mhm.
cool. Especially again, I really like the gold guy's henshin. So seeing like the arms come up and basically like pick the parts up off of him, and watching Jasaris like reverse, and then them being like the black robot things, and then just boop coming back onto themselves or whatever. That was pretty
Yep.
cool.
Oh man, yeah, actually, yeah, we didn't really get real D transformations. Hmm.
Up until
But
now.
yeah, But yeah, then we learn that, you know, like those things are basically emotions she's had. They basically go back to her world, which is, and like we actually see like the straight up, okay, cool. Now I like I'm still sad I didn't understand the whole timekeeping thing. But this time it's actually just a candle, a literal candle till the end of the world.
Yep.
And we basically learned that, like, yeah, pretty much everything that everything that she's dealt with in each of the worlds dealt with a specific emotion, and she was basically collecting those emotions, and she needs one more emotion, which is sadness, and that's the reason why Jisariz has been telling her, "You need to kill me."
Yep, and this time she has to kill her, and she remembers that like her best friend killed herself
hmm
for some
and that's what.
reason, kind of due to bullying. It seems like that's the main thing. He gives her the sword. Is basically like, seriously though, you got to kill me. Please fulfill my wish. The timekeeper, man, they cut it really close. That candle was so close to being
Yeah,
gone.
it was, and then yeah, she basically fulfills it. Yeah, she basically does it. And she looks like she fulfills her wish. She actually, it looks like it. She basically saves her friend, and we see like the ending where it's like, you know,
Where
her
like
and her
goes
friend are
back
now
in
walking.
time, yeah.
Yeah,
Like goes back in
and
time. She's or like this all happened like as she jumped off the roof originally or something. So like it went back and like fixed this. Her and her friend talking. They bump into Jisariz, who picks up her phone and no longer has the app, and he gives it back to her.
mhm.
Um, and then he
Actually, it makes
stumbles.
sense too that it happens while she was falling, because like, yeah, because the first episode started off with her on the ground.
Yep. And then we
Yeah,
see
and
Jisariz kind of stumbling around because he's still kind of like hurt, I guess, from where she got stabbed. And so, it's like, and he's like, it
mhm,
can't be helped as she can't remember. And the timer dude just kind of nods and smiles at him. And they kind of look off at the girl together. And as he's walking off, he's like suddenly like in even more pain. And we get to
mhm.
see him kind of like partially transformed and just like disappear as the girl turns around and is like, oops, I guess no one was there. And then we get to see like evil lady Jisariz.
Yeah, I'm really curious as to who that one is, because I'm like wondering like which actor they probably got for that one.
Yeah, I'm sure that's supposed to be a whole little teaser thing in leading into season 2. Um oh man, look. This'll just be this is also just me, but like man, look, I don't mind, especially if for female writers, you would definitely want to go with like a more of like feminine shape language for like the body and stuff. But when they just put like the giant boobs on the suit, I find it really funny.
It was really
I was
funny.
not ready for those to just be there. Oh
Yeah,
man.
I mean, but like I think I have a feeling. I'm just gonna guess that whoever that is someone from Garo.
Okay.
I'm just gonna guess.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll let you have those guys. Oh man.
yeah. Like,
Man,
oh man,
talking about
yeah,
Gar, now we're gonna talk about Earth Garon. Um anyway, we got 2 Ultraman episodes to
man,
talk about.
the transition I had for that one was like saying, okay, cool. Now we're going from a unfortunately CG suit to all the physical suits.
I wish we are. We got 2
Damn it,
episodes of
you stole
Ultraman.
the transition after I said Garo. Damn it.
I sometimes it happens.
Oh
uh
man. Okay.
Ultraman has been cool. With the second episode basically just setting up
Scarred. And
who
okay,
our scarred are.
so I was basically telling like especially like the really big like Ultraman fan in my community about this. I love this episode because number one, I finally understand like, you know, the people like, because personally like I really wasn't a fan of like Ultraman's like design, because it seemed like, because I mean it's meant to be alien, it's meant to be like really like weird and stuff like that and really otherworldly, because like I guess it's like all the silver and shininess that I just wasn't like vibing with, like, you know, not like how Power Rangers, like, you know, just kind of has like, you know, their uniform, it's a uniform team, or how Kamen Rider has like, you know, just like, you know, a really themed outfit, but Ultraman just looks otherworldly. But now that I know that Ultraman is an alien and uses a host, I finally understand now. But now that I know that it's a lot of it there is a lot of human element based on the team that does deal with the kaiju before Ultraman gets there, I love Scarred. I love
Scarred is
Scarter
so
so
cool.
much.
They're all so funny. I love this. I love them. This main girl lady who like follows them around, and one of their first things is like arguing over who's gonna pay the check or whatever.
Exactly. And
Uh,
then it's like she's like goofy, like yeah, Emmy's like all goofy and stuff like that. And then like like when it's like, oh okay, so Emmy, I need you to do this, Wilco. And it's like just being like actually like super military about it. And then like we'll actually like do stuff like she deals with it. It's great. I love it. Yeah.
yep.
And then oh man, they're all great. It's like I need to remember all their names, like
Yeah,
but yeah,
I still don't know any other names other than Emmy and Gentaro, or that's not his name, is it? Main guy, Gento.
get yeah, Gento, yeah, close enough.
But
So but we have we have Gento, we have Emmy, we have Bondo. I believe Bondo is the guy that we meet in the no, okay, we'll talk about Bondo next episode because he doesn't show up until then. We have Honori, who is super funny because
she just thinks Gento's super cool, and she's really good at fighting, which is very cool.
yeah,
Also,
that was great. And then we have Teraraki, who's the second in command, who's the most serious person you'll ever meet.
yeah, it was funny. I loved seeing them. I love how they're gonna call each other by. It's like we'll call each other by first names or nicknames, and he walks away, and they're like, "Captain, Captain." They're like, "Gento," and it's like, "Yes, what can I help you?"
And like he's gonna do this. Yeah, and it's really funny too because like one of the things I loved about episode 2 was that before like we get to the end of the episode, it looks like they are like the most underfunded wing ever.
It
They
really does. They're like, we got some guns, we got some nothing. We basically get a new kaiju. He's attacking the fish plant. He's eating all the stuff there. We get to see a very funny fisherman who just like tries to 1v1 the kaiju with a spear.
that was great. I love that. But yeah,
Uh,
but it's actually really nice, like seeing Scarred, like do like prior recon and stuff like that. And
yep.
actually like get set up, and it's really funny too because like their van like looks so ill-equipped for anything, and then they get back to it, it's fully stocked.
Yep. It was interesting, and I was like, "Oh, okay, so the last guy is running around here. We just don't know where." Um,
Yeah,
I loved
yeah.
seeing his Ultraman rise for the first time. It
Mm,
looks
yep.
really sick with him just like pulling his hands out. Also, I love how he just shows up and immediately like is like wrestling moves on this kaiju.
Yeah, like from what we know about Blazar is that he is kind of a caveman. He doesn't actually come he's like a weird one in the realm of light or something like that. At least that's what they've said in previews. Because all the other Ultramen can actually like talk from what I've heard because like they're actual beings. But Blazer, like he's just this caveman right now.
Yeah, I fucking love that he goes fishing this episode. The kaiju jumps into the ocean and his spear turns into a fucking fishing lance that he just pulls him out and then just spikes him through it with it.
Yeah, it's crazy because like he's not doing the specium beam that everyone kind of associates with Ultraman, and like his thing is just like just this weird crackly spear of light, and it's
Yep.
actually really crazy. Like it just really fits this whole rough nature that that Blazar just emanates.
Yep. I also
And
love how at
then
the end the
yeah,
fisherman is like to Emmy, like, you got good instincts. Want to be my apprentice?
yeah. That was pretty funny too.
You
And then we
find
get
out
to
that there's
episode.
stuff under the base.
Yep, there's stuff under the base, and then we meet our last member, Bondo, who's the mechanic of Scarred, and he's like, and it's like, oh, that's right, okay, cool. Also, the whole thing, the reason why Scarred exists is because they said, yeah, we don't trust Ultraman, so we need you guys to deal with him, and you guys are gonna deal with him with Earth Garen,
Yep.
and we see like this. Yeah, this mechanical, like lizard beast thing that
Kaiju.
they have.
Yep. They
Yeah,
have a
their
big.
own fight kaiju with kaiju.
Yep. The only thing, this is my only complaint about just the way that they're showing the the Ultraman in the commercial is that like before we even see Earth Garen in the show, we get a commercial for him.
Well, the other thing too, though, was that they actually showed off Earth Garen in the preview episode as well too. So it's like they kind of like showed
I
off
know.
everything.
I know, but it was just one of those things where it's like, well, I haven't seen him in the show yet. Don't sell me the toy yet.
Fair enough. Fair
Uh,
enough.
and I mean, as a summarize episode for the next, we also got the opening. The song is cool. The animation for
Yeah.
it is pretty sick, with just some cool intro shots of everyone, and then switching off to some like shots of everything else, and like the social media feeds of like kaiju's attacking and stuff. Uh,
Mm,
this one we basically get the rundown on what Earth Garen can do. We know there's a bug kaiju basically draining this element, and we get to see some really funny like training sequences for
yeah.
everything.
It's also like I had so much fun with it. We also get to meet Bondo. Bondo is like super nerdy. He's super happy. Like he just loves to work on things. I really enjoyed Bondo, and then like
Yeah,
everyone's
Bondo's
like
probably my favorite
working
character
together.
right now. Um, we get to see that
um.
Captain Gento has like a wife and kid
Hmm.
that we haven't actually seen in the show yet. And that at one point when he was helping people evacuate a building is when he ran into the light that we assume obviously is Blazar, because he thought it was some sort of being that like needed help, and he's like, "Oh, you have to run. We have to get you out of here," and that's probably where he gained the Blazar powers.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that was great. I really loved the little scene where it's like where Gento is like, okay, Emmy, I need you to scout out Wilco, and then after that, Teraki's like, Wilco, that's so cool.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we're saying Wilco now." Um,
But yeah, everyone starts trading. It's like
We get a really funny
there's
montage
so
of
much
them like
personality.
I love seeing them like training on like the little desk, just doing like the routine like imagining of the situation thing, and they're just like playing with the toys basically.
Yeah, and then you see like the rest of like the rest of I guess like Scarred's like development division like on the catwalks above.
Yeah.
It's great. I love that Tracy like this episode has so much personality. Like
Especially I love
I
how we get another civilian who just tries to 1v1 the kaiju for some reason.
I really hope that's a thing in all of these episodes. It's just whoever's being the most affected by it because like it was basically a planet where they were studying this element, and he's like stop it! It just starts running off. No, let someone else deal with it. And yeah, and then we see Earth Garen, and then Earth Garen is actually like Earth Garen's suit. I really love how it's really cute. Like
Earth
I have to
Garen's
say it's
really
really
cute.
cute.
This
Yeah.
kaiju also looked super good.
Yes, it did.
He was awesome looking. Earth Garen was not enough to take him out, unfortunately. He got blown up by the backlash from like the extra energy, and so we get to see him turn into Blazer yet again. The rise
Yeah.
still looks fucking awesome. The effect for this still looks sick as fuck. I love how half of this fight is him trying to touch this kaiju and being like hot, 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 hot.
Oh, that was so funny. I remember in my chat we were just going acha, acha, acha. It was so funny.
Earth Garen got to get a good kick, a good hit in with the tail blaster, basically. Um,
Mm.
we saw Blazar basically just end up the fight by like making him shoot the beam into the air, and then once he's like no longer filled with the energy, just fucking demolishes him with the fucking spear.
Yeah. Oh man,
And
but
then we see the team do some training together in the end. They run off, and it was very cute. Uh,
yeah.
Not much
and,
to say
and,
about
and
the ending.
yeah, like well, it's actually kind of cute because like the ending montage actually just shows scenes from the episode, and honestly, it's really cute. It's really
Oh
cute.
yeah,
I
I like the song they're doing for the ending. I like the theme of just we're just gonna kind of show you a little recap or whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, Blazar has been a lot of fun recently, lately, and I cannot wait for more. And I'm so glad it's so easy to catch up on as well too, because like this, thank you Supro for making it really easy to distribute.
Right? Oh, and the big thing being, we got a preview for the next episode. It's gonna be a Mollusk Kaiju, and Emmy's gonna do more infiltrating, so that'll be cool. The Mollusk
Yeah.
Kaiju looks fucking disgusting. Uh,
Oh yeah. Forgot about that.
but
Oh
yeah, we gotta wrap this up in a bit with King Oger episodes now.
yeah. I
Oof.
mean, my Oh man. Okay, so speed running. We all know the highlight of this episode was our favorite broom extra finally gets on Gears.
Yeah, yeah. That and Rackles technically marries what's his name's sister.
Yeah, Suzume, I believe.
Suzume. He marries Suzume, everyone's forgot. Dabowski looks fucking insane. Uh which, leads into the fight where Rackles is like, give me the lance, since I have your sister, basically.
Yeah,
And
like it. Oh man, like the entire episode was mostly fight. Yeah, which is why we could actually get through. We could kind of get through King Oja pretty quick this week because of it was just pretty much all a fight for that episode. And
yeah, I love
um
it was a cool fight. It was a fight that we've been waiting for. It was the fight where Rackles gets his ass kicked.
yeah, exactly. Where they say finally, like I mean, he gets the Disney like I'm falling off the cliff style death, but doesn't matter here.
I mean,
Um,
I don't think he's dead. There's no
yeah,
way.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's why we call it Disney death. And then we see Boshimar like get it like run around with his pants around his ankles because of Rockles. And
And he gets the
oh man,
sphere only for it to be a fake sphere. And then he
fake.
finally gets ousted as the fucking Bugnarok guy.
Yes, man. I like everyone called it from day one, and it's like everyone's just been waiting for how they were gonna do it, and they didn't. And they did it in the best way possible. Yeah,
Yeah,
basically just reveal it in like in this massive episode where Rakdos loses.
I
Um,
love that we got to see our favorite NPC, and then we see like a different guy being like, "Go for gear," and he's like, "Why are you rooting for that traitor?" And he's like, "Hey, he was the only one fighting for us." And then it's just like the kids push him out of the way, be like, "We gotta root for gear."
yeah, they have signs, but then after that it zooms out and it shows him taking out an even bigger sign for Rackles. And then when Rackles like shows off how dirty of a fighter he is, like when he's down, like do you yield? It's like no, it's like
He's
and
yeah,
then
and I love how Gira, even at the end of this, is basically like, if you give up, I'll give up the throne. I can't forgive you, but I want to believe in your dream. I want you to create like this great, the person I remember. I want you to create this great nation that you believed in or whatever, and I want you to do that. And fucking snaps Rackles, who's like, no, the king shouldn't give up. I would never give up. I would never be like you, blah blah blah. And oof, I am the
yeah,
kingdom. But then yeah, we get
yeah,
to see the
exactly.
lance coming in. The lance was fake. The guy gets knocked over and is revealed to be
Yep. And then after that, like the tables turn. Gira like actually is like it's actually kind of crazy too because Rackle started off with the crown, but couldn't get real hits on Gira, and then Gira wears the crown and is able to use it like really efficiently. It's really good. Like he's like an expert at using it, and it's really funny too because when Racco shows his true colors, we see that our favorite broom guy breaks his sign.
I feel so bad for him. He really believed.
He
Uh
really did.
yeah, but
uh
Rackles gets his ass kicked. He gets thrown off the building. And we get to see
yeah,
this cool shot of him in the Shugadon Castle, basically being like, "I am the king."
yeah. And then dance opening.
The dance opening was really cute. I wasn't ready for it to just happen.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's funny too because it just happens at the beginning of the episode too. Like
yep,
it's like
yep.
we don't get a cold open. No, it would just go straight into this dance opening. It was so cute.
The dance
Like
number was really cute. I loved seeing them dance in the suits as well, and then in the like using the CG to be in like the different locations, seeing them all go through. Um,
yeah,
and then Geets
yeah,
shows up for part of the dance, and I'm like, "Yo, this ain't your show.
yeah,
What are you doing here?"
yeah. People were joking around saying it's a Geets jump scare.
Yeah,
It's a CG Geets.
CG
But I mean,
Geets jump scare.
there's honestly not much to talk about this episode because it's just a recap of everything. So if you want to know what happens in this episode, please listen to the last 20 episodes of our show.
Yeah, basically, it's mostly a clip show. We mainly get to see him going 1v1 against each king. Each time, basically, we get like some background on what happened in the country, competition with the kings to basically uh, prove that he's worthy of being a king. And if he loses, he has to give up some sort of like favor or whatever to them. Um,
Yeah, and the favors are cute. I I,
the
I
favors
really
are
enjoy.
it, first of all, it's really fun. It's really really funny that he gets doing this all against his will. Uh, Second of all, we get to see that secondary retainer from Shugadam go to every country basically looking for work.
And no, but honestly, that was great because those job interviews or like those citizenship tests were literally how we got backgrounds on each of the kingdoms. That was really cool framing.
Yeah,
I
it was
love that.
nice. And then we get to see Gira get his ass kicked at basically everything he tries. He does a quiz
Yeah,
show with Yanma, in
yeah.
which he modified the shoe gods. Which one did he modify? Is it Todbo? Wrong. It was all of them, and he gets super shocked by lightning.
Yeah, and then after that, we basically get to see Himeno's actress show off her piano skills for like a good like full minute while they talk about Ishbana, and then Kira plays like three notes, you lose.
Yeah, why? I didn't even get to play, and it's like, yeah, we're not gonna waste our time with this.
Yeah, it was just really funny, and then we have a 3 minute cooking challenge, and yeah, Dabowski is like instant,
The basket just
and he just
cheesed, which is really funny.
yeah, exactly, because of course
He
he
has
he does.
his little shadow guys just bring out the food, and Gira basically does like. I mean, he managed to make some rice and put some vegetables in a bowl, which is pretty impressive in 3 minutes, to be fair.
Mhm.
Um,
And then the funniest one is Rita's, of course, because Rita being the super serious staring contest, and then we just see from the back, we see her open up the coat,
yeah,
open up the
open up their
collar,
mask, and whatever her face is doing is so funny that Gira can't help but laugh and lose like instantly. And then
and then
all
the
the
rest of
other
the
king,
kingdom.
yeah, all the other kings try to turn around and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" But they've already zipped up the thing.
Yeah,
Uh, we also
it's
get a really good gag with this guy trying to find a new job, and he fails at tofu. So Morphonia shows up being like, "Haha, I heard we could get some labor here. You're coming with me now."
yep, it's oh my god, it's so funny. And then I forgot what were the request. Okay, I just skipped to the request because like I said, we just sped through this episode because it's all a recap. But yeah, the other king's demands.
So the
Uh,
main thing is this guy realizes if he works in Gokun or whatever, he's just gonna work his whole life and it's too cold. So he quits. He gets back to Gira, who agrees to give him a job, and Gira is showing the other king's request. And I think it was Tofu basically just wanted all the shoe gods.
oh no 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 no
Or
no no no.
not Tofu,
Yeah, sorry.
Scopa.
Unkosapa. Oh yeah. President Yanma is demanding total control over the shoe gods. Um, Queen Himeno demands the entire population wear Ishbana.
Yep.
I love
Fucking
these.
Lord
I,
Kakarot
I
wants to be able to develop Shugadam land for agriculture.
yeah, we're just
And
yeah.
to take the people, the land, and the shoe gods,
I'm sorry.
you'd
I'm just
effectively have
laughing at
nothing.
the face. I'm just laughing at the faces that they put on the
Yeah,
overlaid face.
I think my favorite one is that the last one is for Sovereign Rita, and it's like exclusive advanced broadcast rights for Goken for me and Mofun, and it's
Yeah.
like he's like, I don't
Do
even
we not
think we
control
control
that?
that.
That was so funny because I mean, like you see that all these are like kind of like 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 the thing is that like yeah it's like you're only king in name only, but at the same time it's like Gear is just like we're all it's like we're all working together as the King Ogres, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I love to get it. It's like Gira doesn't even control the Mofun and me distribution, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I just love how like it really just shows that the way that Gira is that he's still thinking about his country, and that like that's like because they're working together, like even though they're like taking bits and pieces of like of it almost feels like kind of cheeky as like the way that they were like taking it all because they like do trust Gira to like still make the decisions for them. It's just like it's basically they're basically just asking for just more of what they already do.
Yeah, basically. And I mean, I feel like that's obviously the way to go. It was still a cute episode, even though it was just recap. After last week's episode, I was kind of expecting something like bigger, but it was nice to just kind of chill out with it.
Yeah.
But with
Yeah,
sorry,
but yeah. So what I'm expecting is that at least for the next month, we may get a little bit of a cooldown on on King Odra episodes, or if what happened with Dawn Brothers is still gonna hold, they're just gonna keep going, like, being high intensity with everything, because normally they kind of, like, like cool down a bit, back off a little bit on the intensity, so that the other show can, like, have its ending and have its new show appear. So
yep,
we'll see that happens, because normally there is like a mid-season lull, but
yeah, and I mean we're literally right now getting to that mid season. But
yeah.
with that, this has been our Henshin basically.
Whole hour Henshin, except I
Whole
can't.
hour.
It's like I want to say that, but at the same time, like, you'd have to put a parentheses around the W, and that does not look good as a title.
No, it doesn't.
It
This
does
is just
not.
being labeled as episode 45 and 46 or whatever. Because you got everything we were going to talk about. Sorry for being sick. Usually that only happens like once or twice a year, so hopefully we won't have to worry about that for a bit. But hey, now you know that even if we miss one episode, we'll get back to it. So,
Mm-hmm.
and with that, we will see you guys next week.
Later.
This program is brought to you by.
Our unending love of tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
You can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.